This evening we are going to be taking a closer look at the production process here at the Asphalt Plant. And as you know that our asphalt paving of the runway is well underway, and there is daily production here at the Argyle International Airport. With me I have one of the persons responsible for the operation here, and he's going to introduce himself to us, tell us his name and exactly his position here at the IADC. We are coming to you from inside the control room of the Asphalt Plant. Good evening, welcome to IADC Update. Tell us your name, please.
Good evening, my name is Tariq John.
Tariq John, nice. What is your position here at the Asphalt Plant?
I'm one of the two operators, Asphalt Plant operators.
Okay, so you're responsible for ensuring that the asphalt plant stays in production daily and that there are no mishaps, that we keep going smoothly.
Yes, that's right.
Can you describe a typical day, a typical work day for you? When you come to IADC, you sit in your chair, what happens after that?
Well, after that, you know, normally just trying to prepare everything, look for faults, if we have faults, look, you know, make sure when we do start the plant, everything is running perfect. The operation here is pretty simple. It's an automatic system, so once the plant get going and we got our proper temperatures and our proper batch sizes and so on, everything normally will run smooth.
Now, how long have we been in production with the asphalt plant? First of all, have you been here from the inception, and how long has it been?
I have started with IADC January 2nd of 2014. We started some production late in the middle of the year last year, or close to the middle of the year last year, but full production on the runway has started this year. The runway is going smooth. The guys out in the field working fast. We normally don't have no hold-ups, so every day we normally do about 500 tons, 500 to 550 tons, and that's a good production start.
Okay. Can you describe the production process for us?
Well, the process is just aggregates really. We have three different aggregates. We have our bitumen, we have our filler. We also, everything just kind of runs through the plant. As I said, in-flights are set in the system, so as we go on, we set our batch sizes and the aggregate will just kind of flow through the plant. Automatic systems would weigh out the aggregate into the mixer, mix for 25 seconds, into the trucks.
And once we get in the truck onto the runway. Now you will notice that he's turning away from the camera every once in a while to look there. That's because as much as he's speaking to us, he still has to keep his eye on the control table so that nothing gets disturbed, there is no mishap, and that the asphalt plant keeps rolling along. So we will excuse the fact that he has to turn away every so often. Now, John, I am looking at this control board, and for me, none of it makes a lot of sense to me. I know you have to keep your eyes there to make sure your settings are okay, but could you explain, walk us straight a bit?
Well, over here we got our temperature setting for the aggregate temperature in the bins, not in the mixer, in the bins itself, going through our dryers. This system is a touch screen where we use for setting in-flights, setting up the job, setting up the production levels. Here we have our speed controls for feeders, and here we have a digital system for our scales and gauges for all our motors, electrical components and so on. A lot of pneumatics systems controlled by a lot of buttons. We have buttons all along the bottom here, it's mostly pneumatic buttons.
Okay. Now tell us a little bit about you. Is this the first time that you're working with an asphalt plant, or you have had prior experience?
I've had prior experience with asphalt plants before. As big as this one, no. I've been in and out of asphalt through my grandfather, my father, with construction and so on. So the experience is a little bit there. But this plant has really gained me a lot of even more experience. Working here has been fun for me. I mean, long hours, you know, long days, but Sundays to Sundays, but it works out good, keeps me out of trouble.
So it's been fun and it's been a challenge at the same time.
Yes, I've learned a lot.
Okay, what would you say was your major challenge, the major challenge that you had to overcome to really settle into this job?
I think it was more getting used to the times, and I don't really know much about electrics, so the electric part of the setting up of the plant and so on gave me a little problem, but you know, everything is there now. Yeah, nothing really could happen to the plant now that we can't fix.
How would you say the other Vincentians have been coping with the work here at the Asphalt Plant?
Most of them have been going good. You know, they're learning a lot. So a lot of them still ask a lot of questions. They're coming along good. I think there's a lot of them that, you know, they're willing to learn a lot, and they do ask a lot of questions, and they do, you know, when they do see something that's abnormal, they would come and tell somebody with higher experience what's going on, if it's a problem, if it's not a problem. So they've been coming along good.
All right, well, it's very good to hear what's been going on here. I noticed as we are sitting here, there is a truck backing up there to get loaded with asphalt. And you pour from 6, is it from, what time do they start pouring in the morning?
Around 6:37 we would start.
Okay, and you go until 6 in the evening?
Yeah, well, now when it close off 10 to 6, so between 5 to 6.
Okay.
We do have to go for it.
All right.
If you feel access to.
All right, and you guys are excited about what is happening right now on the runway?
Yes, we are. I'm actually waiting to see that runway done.
Okay. I'm excited too because I love what I'm seeing, even though I don't know much of anything about it, but just seeing what I'm seeing, I'm feeling really good about it. So what we're going to do now is try to get a hold of one of the Vincentian workers, one of the other workers who would have learned what they know now on the job as they come here to find out how the work has been for them, what their experience has been like. So John, thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you.
And continue your good work.
Thanks.
I am joined now by Geraldo Tash, a worker here at the Asphalt Plant, and he is going to tell us exactly what he does here. Geraldo, thank you for joining us on the IADC update. What is your position here at the Asphalt Plant? What do you do?
Well, basically I'm here. I have to come down to heat the oil in order to mix the asphalt at morning. So I'm kind of important at present.
Kind of important? But you heat in the oil to get the mix ready. That is very important.
Yes, so to speak.
Oh, is there a particular title that they have given you? What's your position?
Well, I'm just like, I'm like the assistant, the asphalt assistant. So I have to come and make sure that the oil is at the right temperature so that they can start mixing and everything goes as planned.
Okay. Is working with asphalt something that you have done in the past, or you have learned here on the job?
Well, this is my first time learning it, and so far I'm catching on with it.
Okay, how long have you been in training basically?
About 2.5 months, 3 months the most.
Okay, and you've come a long way since then.
Yes.
Good. What is the most exciting thing for you about working at the Asphalt Plant?
I'm dealing with the container. I like offloading the oil. That is a kind of, it's risky, yet it's something you have to take your time and learn to do. Yes, because you have to be very careful with it. The oil is very hot, can burn you according to how you deal with it. So you have to be on your P's and your Q's to deal with it. So that is just, I like it though.
All right, you like the challenge. Yeah. Very good, that's good. And you're enjoying the work here at the Asphalt Plant?
Yeah, so far better than being home.
Okay. What are you looking forward to most from this work here at the IADC?
Okay, well I am involved with the oil, and that is to do the runway. So I would like to see the airport finish with the runway, knowing that is my work, my help involved in it. So I would love to see the runway finish and the whole airport, everything come together and look spectacular, make everybody in St. Vincent happy.
Awesome. We're all looking forward to the completion of the runway and to the operation of this Argyle International Airport. Thank you so much for talking to us, and all the best with your work here at IADC, and I hope that you learn so much that wherever there is asphalt work, you could easily fit in. Thanks again.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, we have moved out of the operating room for the asphalt plant, and we're now outdoors, where John is going to take us through the process of production. He's going to be outlining to us everything from start to finish and point out the different areas on the asphalt plant so we can understand better how this plant functions. So I'm going to hand over to John so he can walk us through the process. John, thanks again for being with us, and take us through the process, please.
Okay. Thank you. Here's where we have our coal feed bins. This is where our aggregate is loaded into the bins, the different grades of material. From the coal feed bins, we have the feed controls where we saw inside. The feed controls will be feeding the material into our dryer, and the dryer is where the material is heated, and we also collected dust from that material, which is used back into the mix. After the dryer has been heated, the material goes through a screen, and when it goes through the screen, it's broken down again into separate bins.
So this is what you call the dryer?
No, the spinning barrel is the dryer.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the coal feed bins.
Okay.
Inside the machine as well, we have hot feed bins. Right, the hot feed bins is where obviously hot material is stored before it's weighed out onto scales and transferred to the mixer.
Okay. So how much material can you put into the mixer at any given time? What's the weight?
It's a maximum of 1,500 kilograms, so about 1.5 tons. But no, when we start in, we do have to start with small batches and get the machine to speed up and on proper speeds, otherwise it would slow down on us, and then we have heat increase and down, and so okay. The bitumen that we use, it's transferred from via pump, so it's transferred from the tanks also onto a scale and weighed out the proper proportions according to batch size.
Those two round things I'm looking at look like oil tanks.
Yes, that's where the bitumen is stored.
Okay. And this thing that's been pulled up on the conveyor belt sort of? That's
what we call the skip.
That's the skip. Yeah. And that transfers the bitumen into the...
No, that transfers the hot
mix.
The final product into our storage silo.
Okay.
The storage silo would store up to 50 tons.
So this funnel-like thing here is the storage?
Storage silo, yes.
Okay, storage. We are on our final leg of this evening's IADC update, and we are right now overlooking where the old labs were here at the IADC, and we are seeing right behind us in the first kilometer of the project, that's on the southern end. Now, lots and lots of work taking place over there in that first kilometer. Not only are they continuing to take down Makoniami Hill, they're also continuing the asphalting of the runway, which they started last week, and quite a significant amount of asphalting has been completed over there on the southern end. They have now completed the final base layer, putting on the final base layer in that entire first kilometer, and they're into the second kilometer of the project, putting down the base layer. All of the final base layer that we have done in the first kilometer is now covered with that protective coating, and the asphalting is ongoing. So quite a lot of work going on there. And not only are they doing all of that work, the stone crusher is still at work. So you could imagine just how busy it is over there. So many things going on all at the same time. The weather is holding quite nicely right now, and we are pressing along with the work. We pray that it continues to hold so that we can get all of this asphalt work done, as well as the concrete work that we are doing on the aprons at the moment. This is it from the IADC update for today. We'll see you again next week, God willing.